Hello, my dear young ones. I'm back with you again. Today is the 15th of February 2021. And as I had promised to myself, I am taking up the second of the 100 questions that I feel we all should ask of ourselves and we should try and answer for ourselves. As I said, this series of short clippings is my little humble contribution to the younger generation with the hope that through whatever I am saying, which are based on my actual lived experiences in life, they might find some use in applying these in their own situations. So I hope you like this humble effort of mine. The question that I've picked for today is something that we all grapple with at many points in life. But especially the first time that we grapple with is when we are in our teens or when we are just about finishing our core education. So the question that I'm putting before myself is, what is it that I really want out of life? The question for today is, what is it that I really want out of life? When was the first time that you asked yourself this question, what is it that I want from life? In all probability, it was the time when you were choosing a career or you were choosing a curriculum, whether you wanted to be a software engineer or a doctor or a political scientist, whatever. So, but this question doesn't get answered easily in life. In fact, you have to frequently ask yourself this question every few years, at least every 5 years or every 10 years in life. Because what you really want to be in life is not an automatic answer. It comes and it evolves with the experiences that you have and with the circumstances that change around you. So if I have to today, in whatever little experience and wisdom that life has taught me in 60 years, say, what is it that I really want in life? My answer may be unconventional, but it's true, I feel. What I want most in my life is freedom. Freedom is the quintessential desire. Freedom is the quintessential desire that we all have as thinking human beings. And it is not an abstract, it's not freedom in the sense that you're a person in an independent country, of course. I'm not talking about that kind of freedom. I'm talking about the freedom that comes to you when you do not have any baggage or very little baggage. Freedom as a state of life is when you have the maximum amount of choices before you that you can take for anything that you would like to do. So imagine if at any point of time, whether you are married, whether you have small children, whether you are saddled to a job or whether you are unemployed, whatever. If you feel that you still have the freedom to decide what you want to do and you are not changed by either a past decision or the compulsion to do something for others or the compulsion of doing something for those that are dependent on you, that freedom is by itself one of the most powerful things that we can have in life. So my guidance to myself and to all the youngsters there is never sacrifice the power of choice that you have in life. Don't get so committed to anything that you cannot come out of it and seek an alternative route. Because being flexible and being free and being not committed to something which cannot be retraced is one of the biggest regrets that we have in life. For example, in our times, there were not so many options to study things at late years. So in your teens, you either pursued a particular kind of career. So in your teens, you pursued a certain type of education, for example, engineering or medicine or whatever, with the general hope and assurance from the community and the world around you that, yeah, now your career is made, you're going to get into a job or you're going to get into an entrepreneurship and you'll make decent amount of money, you'll live well and people will respect you and things like that. But it's never like that. It's never like that. What instead you should be able to look for is, okay, I am trying to do this. This is my best decision today. But when I get older, I should have the resources and the freedom of choice to be able to pursue something else if that makes more meaning to me. I'm not asking that we become rolling stones gathering no moss. No. In fact, what I'm saying is the freedom to make more informed and experienced choices should always be there. So, what are the things that take away this freedom from us in our late 20s and mid 30s? The first thing, of course, is the economic dependence that comes through marriage and raising a family. So, I would sincerely consider whether marriage is an important decision for me or not, depending on the state of clarity that I have as to what I want to do with my life. If I'm already not very clear what I want to do with my life and want to have more time to experiment with more choices, then I should not commit myself or commit somebody else who trusts me into a lifelong bond that may take away the freedom not only of mine, but also reduce the amount of contribution that I can make to the other people's lives who depend on me or who count on me. So remember that your freedom, no matter if you have less money or more money, it doesn't matter. But always remember the amount of freedom that you have at any point of time. To what extent are you going to surrender it by virtue of any decision that you take? Please always remember this. So my takeaway from all this is the ultimate thing that we want in life is the freedom of choice. And that freedom comes with having less baggage. The second thing that it comes with is, of course, having a safety net. So whatever you do, you must work towards at a very early stage in life, building that nest egg which will see you through even 2 or 3 years or 4 years of experimentation. It is quite possible that when you're in your mid-30s, you realize that the choices that you made in your career are not the ones that are bringing you fulfillment. But in those 10 years, if you have stashed away a little bit of money that you can tell your wife or your partner that, look, I have saved this X lakhs and let me experiment for a couple of years. We have this money to keep our house fires burning, but let me sincerely try something for 2 years. It is not a risk that we cannot afford. So having that nest egg or having that seed fund to experiment with the choices that you feel are really more important is also the second thing that leads to that freedom. So having less baggage and B, having a little bit of risk money to experiment with whatever course you are pursuing or wish to pursue at any stage of life is important. I was very fortunate to have a life partner who was very strict about how we spent our money. So I very early on shifted from jobs to a self-employment kind of status. But we knew that we were not going to get money every 31st or 30th of the month. So we had windfalls, and whenever we had windfalls, we did not splurge. We saved that and invested them wisely. As a result, over a period of time, my ability to take risks and my ability to experiment with new things in my life only increased. And that freedom that I have continued to enjoy remains through this age. And remember, therefore, the most important thing that you want in your life is the freedom of your choice and actions. I hope you like this little contribution that I made today. Have a good day. God bless you, my young ones.